All right. Welcome, everybody. Very excited for our guest today, Meaghan Likes. Welcome to the program.
Hi, Matt. Thanks for having me. I'm so happy to be
Yeah,
here.
very excited to have you. This is the first time you're speaking at CLIPA Con, right?
It's my first time attending, first time speaking. I'm so excited. And I can't wait
What?
to be in this background here. Like, I want
Yeah,
to go to San Diego. I brought my cup today. I have my San Diego cup. I'm ready. Ready
I
for the beach
love it.
vibes.
Love it. Love it. Have you been to San Diego?
Oh, a bunch. I'm a California girl. So, but
But
San Diego is like the epitome of California. Like,
very
where I
nice.
live
Well,
is not that.
you're in Northern California, I believe, right?
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
I'm a mountain girl. Yeah.
Got it. Well, thank you for coming in. Appreciate having you. Very excited about you speaking this year. We have a great lineup, and you definitely added to this lineup. So looking forward to it. So let's just talk a little bit about you. Just tell us a little bit about yourself, your background. My understanding is you have 7 businesses, 7-ish businesses is what I'm hearing. So just tell us a little bit about that.
It's constantly changing. Like, I'm like, oops, I think I started another one this week. Oh, I think I'm leaving another one. So it's fluid. My primary business, my primary business is Likes accounting company. So I am a CPA based out of California. I've been helping small businesses understand their money for 20 years now. 21 actually. I'm a recovering tax accountant, so I don't do taxes anymore. We have a bookkeeping firm, and our bookkeeping firm is a little bit different because it's really tied to a company budget, which is tied to a company goal. So we've really helped people understand that, like, QuickBooks isn't sexy. It's never made sexy. Bookkeeping is not sexy. But if you could look at those numbers, like with a curious, investigative kind of mind, they really are going to be what keeps you from going out of business. So love that part of my day job. And then my favorite business is Jeff Likes Clean Windows and Gutters. I started that with my husband, Jeff, in 2007, window cleaning, gutter cleaning, solar panel cleaning. And last year, well, a year and a half ago, I took over that company as CEO. And we brought in our general manager as my business partner. And he and I launched Christmas lights last year. So now we have dipped our toes into the Christmas light world. Very fun. Very magical.
How did your season go, your first one?
Oh, I think it was a classic, typical dumpster fire first season, if we're being totally honest. We had a great October, and then we had like some systems meltdowns, hundreds of leads that we weren't able to get to. But very excited for season 2. Very excited for, understanding what's coming and kind of getting organized. I think that's why I was so excited about CLIPA Con. Is one of the big transitions for me was pricing. When you're doing window cleaning, we're just selling soap.
Yeah.
But when you're doing Christmas lights, you're selling a lot more than soap.
Yeah. I know somebody that offers trainings if you ever need some help on training and stuff like that.
Oh, so we're coming. We're coming to learn, and then I'm coming to talk about money. But we're excited for the day before the commercial day. We're excited for the install day. Like, we're excited for all of that training.
You're going to learn a lot. You're going to learn a lot on the first day, just doing the commercial training, stuff like that. Who does the sales for you?
So we have a sales guy that will do the sales for us. And so I'm excited because, I think we were the classic, like, oh, how hard can it be? Let's just try. That season 1. And so now we're like, okay, why don't we actually take this seriously and go get some education? Why don't we go figure out, like, why don't we not recreate our own wheel and learn from others? So we're really excited for that part of it. And it was a bit magical. Like, I can see, I had so much fun driving with my husband, Jeff, and like looking at our installs last year. Like, that was just a real highlight of the end of the season. So
yeah, that's the amazing thing about Christmas lights is everybody loves it. Everybody puts a smile on everybody's face. You bring so much joy. You don't realize it until you step back and kind of be like, wow, this is pretty amazing. Tree lighting ceremonies. You have 3,500, 4,000 people out there, and it's just, they're all happy. And it's because you did this, this magical project, but we don't get enough credit, but that's pretty cool.
Ours look so much better, I think, than other light displays. I think I had kind of discounted that. I don't know if I really appreciated the difference that the bulbs make, or the way it could be, like the whole bulb at the top of the peak. I did not appreciate until last year. Like, I just thought people were, but no, I really get it now. Like, a professional install. Yeah, totally.
Well, very cool. So let me go back to the CPA. You said you're a recovering
tax accountant. Tax accountant. I'm still an accountant, but I'm still a CPA. I'm just recovering from the tax world. I did joke that we're recording this at the end of March, so we still have a very tired brain that was up at 2 a.m. doing tax returns last night. So,
well, good. Hopefully I can catch you and get some good answers out of you here.
Yeah, there's
So let me ask you
tax
this.
advice.
You being in the Christmas light industry, and having that background, CPA, all that fun stuff, what is the number one mistake you see that people are making as far as when they're filing taxes or whatever, working with QuickBooks? What do you see like the number one mistake that they could really just overcome that hurdle and get past it? Is there one?
Wow. Okay, my number one mistake, the thing that gets me like really hot and bothered and really, really just ruffles my feathers, is when we connect our CRM to our QuickBooks account
Okay.
and we don't pay attention to what happens.
Oh,
So I'd say like 80% of the files that I touch at Likes Accounting Company that come into me that have a CRM connected to QuickBooks Online have overstated their income and they have not noticed, and they are paying too much in taxes.
oh,
So there's
okay.
a tricky part of QuickBooks called undeposited funds. And if you're listening to this and you want to know if you are one of the 80%, you just go look at the bank deposit screen in QuickBooks. And if there's a big number in the bottom right-hand corner, call me, please, before you file your taxes so I can make sure you don't pay tax on that number. That means your income's been double counted. So yeah, that's the number one thing I see. Number two thing I see is like most tax accountants don't care about your business. And I think all business owners think that they do. And they don't. That's not what we pay them to do. We pay them to keep us out of jail. We don't pay them to give us advice. We don't pay them to help us do planning. We don't pay them to help us make sure we're priced profitably. That's not that relationship. There's actually nobody out there keeping an eye on your money for you. It's your job as a business owner. And even if you hire a bookkeeper or an accountant or a financial coach or CFO or controller, they don't care about it like you do. They never will. It's your money, and it's not something we can abdicate from.
So you recommend somebody that's brand new to this industry, get yourself a CPA, get yourself somebody that's going to actually care about it, look into it a little bit deeper. I mean, I've had the same CPA for probably 15, 20 years now, and they know the codes, they know all that fun stuff. Recommend trying to file yourself, or should you find somebody to do it for you?
Oh, so I think I'm saying both things. So I'm going to contradict myself. If you are in business, you need a CPA.
Yeah.
You absolutely cannot do your own tax return. So stop kidding yourself. That is not something you should play with. You need to hire a professional. I think that's very important. And I don't do taxes, so this is not an advertisement for myself. Now, the second thing I'm going to say, though, is you should not hire a bookkeeper. You should do your own bookkeeping.
Sure.
And I believe that business owners should do their own bookkeeping year one. And I really believe that they should do it all the way till the $1 million mark, because you are the only person that is going to know whether that expense is double counted or if it's real or if it's necessary. And you're the only person that's going to be stressing out about the cash flow of your company. Like we definitely feel that in Christmas light season, right? This idea of like, oh, we've got an outlay of expenses. The income's not here yet. How do we match that all up? And then the end of the season, you're like, I got all this cash. What do I do with it? So I strongly believe that you should do your own bookkeeping, and that I don't need to train you to be an accountant. Like you don't need any accounting experience. QuickBooks Online, you can do in less than an hour a month yourself with just a few tips and tricks, and you can do it right. So yes, go get a tax accountant. Don't file your own taxes. They're professionals for a reason. And don't try to run away from understanding how much money you're making or spending. And there's the balloons to like make the point.
I love that. I don't know where that came from. That was pretty cool.
I'm going to give Courtney credit for that. Thank you.
I literally lost my train of thought because I saw balloons. I'm like, where? How did you? How come I don't have any balloons over here? So that was pretty neat. Whatever you did.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. I think you do need to, like, I used to run the QuickBooks. I used to do all that stuff. And then, I decided, well, my wife came in, she runs it all now. So thank God, because, it's a full-time position, it really is. So, it was good for me to understand it, know it, like you said, the undeposited funds, how that stuff works and seeing it, very important. And I agree with you 100% on, you should do it yourself in the beginning and then transition out of it. So, I find a lot of people, look at, oh, wow, gross profit. This is insane. I made so much money. But then they didn't really make that much money at the end of the season. So we call them one and doneers. They've done one season and they just didn't charge enough. So how do you overcome that? I mean, you just have to charge more, right? You have to ensure you're charging more from the get-go. But then you have all the expenses you got to pay out. What goes up must come down. You got to pay payroll and all that fun stuff.
I mean, that's a big loaded question, but I'd love to spend just a minute.
I know.
I love it, but I want to spend a minute there. So like, pricing should not be a game. It should not be a guessing game.
Yeah.
And your pricing should have nothing to do with the industry, and it should have nothing to do with your competition. So every time that I talk to a business owner and I help them set up pricing, it is very specific to them and their company's needs and their personal financial situation. So I get in a lot of fights in bars. It's kind of like my fun favorite thing to do. And usually the fight is over somebody trying to brag to me about revenue, which I could care less about. Yeah. And then trying to explain to me that they have a very profitable business, and me trying to explain to them that they actually don't understand how net profit works because they're not paying themselves. And so the loaded part of that question is like, every single business that I touch, and I talk to about 10,000 business owners a year, every single business that I touch has a very different goal. And it has to do with your family. Like, we went out to be in business because we wanted to feed our family. So whatever you need to pull off from that company, whatever your goal is personally, and Jeff and my goals were different and they've evolved over the past 15 years, but that's how you set up your pricing model, right? And your pricing model is, we don't have costs as business owners, right? Like, they're investments. And we don't pay for our costs as business owners. Our clients do. And the way they pay for those is by us charging accordingly. So that's why I feel so passionately about, we can't like hide from our money. We can't hide from our expenses. Like, we really need to get our arms around it because it impacts everything. So, and then the second thing is like, we have to pay ourselves well. Like, this is hard work. This is risky work. This is stressful work. And I think we have like all this shame or guilt around like running a profitable business or making a lot of money. And I'm like, no, we have a responsibility to go run a profitable business so that we can be good employers, and so we can be generous in our community, and so that our company will be here next year, next season, or our company will be here in 5 years. People get really afraid of charging what they need to charge.
Sure.
And I hate that. That just bugs
so
me.
John Smith on the forum said he charges $850. Is that what I should be charging? Does that make sense?
Well, no, just like, 10% less so you can still have customers. Isn't that how we normally do it?
Well, that's what a lot of people do, is they just go on the forums and see what's the going rate for, for charging per foot and all that stuff. Well, Joe Smith has different expenses than this individual. So
so here's the secret. Here's the secret. John Smith's going out of business and he doesn't even know it. Yeah. He's secretly, quietly going bankrupt, and he's not even aware of it. So if you go like 75% of businesses fail. So if you go price based on your competition, you're setting yourself up to fail.
That's right. Everybody has their own different expenses. You got to determine what your expenses are, and you charge accordingly. I mean, we're not, we're not .org, CLIPA.org. We're CLIPA.com. So we want to make money.
And I have a nonprofit. I'm not opposed to nonprofits. I say I stopped making money for myself years ago. Now I make money for others. But like, that's part of my mission. That's part of my why.
Very nice. Well, cool. Let's talk about CLIPA Con. Very excited to have you out there speaking. What can people expect? What topic are we going to hear coming from you?
So we're going to be talking about budgeting. I know, not sexy, but it's one of these things where like, we all know we need a budget, but we don't really know how to go about it. Okay. And I think we've tricked ourselves into thinking that this is like a really hard and painful and like, math driven exercise that requires like exact dollars and cents and like perfect QuickBooks and all of that. And last year I spent like 6 months of my year figuring out how to hack the budget. I'm a hacker. I love hacking things. Yeah. And I have figured out how to do a budget in 20 minutes.
Okay.
And last year I was able to do budgets for hundreds of people, for companies doing upwards of $20 million in group settings. And we were able to do this budgeting tool quite simply. So we're going to do that at CLIPA Con. And you're going to leave CLIPA Con with a budget custom to your family and your business that you can then go use for your season.
Wow.
And you're going to check that box. You're going to have a budget. It's going to be done.
Wow. I think I might have to come to that one. I like it. So what are you telling someone when they budget? I mean, you have to budget for all sorts of, you got to budget for your marketing. You got to budget for, your payroll for your employees and stuff like that. What is there a formula to it, or is there something?
Yeah, it's all math. That's what I love about accounting, is there's only one right answer. It has to balance. Like, it keeps everything nice and balanced. If you know me, I'm a rule follower. I like my debits matching my credits because that's how I was trained. So we're not going to talk about debits and credits. I just scared like half the audience. You can ignore that comment. I promise we're not going to talk about that.
We just lost 75 viewers right there. Great.
Please.
Thanks.
Come back. I'm sorry. I'll buy you a beer. Okay. So we're going to talk about revenue, the number we all love. We know what revenue is.
Yeah.
Then we're going to talk about a scary accounting word called cost of goods sold. How much does it cost you to earn that revenue?
Yep.
Then we're going to talk about marketing spend. Then we're going to talk about owner's pay. How much do we want to make?
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going to talk about a net profit target. How much do we want to net?
Okay.
If you have those numbers, the amount that you can spend on anything else is predefined. That's your budget. Like it's like the whole when you want to lose weight, you just make it a smaller plate.
Yeah.
That's how we treat operating expenses. It's just got to be a smaller plate and then we stick to it. I say as an owner, it's my job to protect the net profitability of the company. And it's my job to do good math at the beginning of a season.
Okay.
This is not something most people just do it at the end of the year. They're like, I wonder how it shook out. And you're like, no, you got it. I can tell you exactly what my cash balance will be on December 31st right now.
Okay.
Because that's my job, is to preserve that.
So how do you, going into this, brand new in the season, I mean, we're going to have a lot of people that are brand new, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. We'll have some veterans, of course. How do you determine what you should pay yourself when you're going into it? Is it just, well, whatever's left over, that's going to go in my pocket type thing? How do you determine that going into it? You budgeted.
No, you tell me. How much do you want to make this year? And if you say $100,000, then we're going to build a plan for you to go make $100,000.
Okay.
If you say $10,000, let's build a plan for you to go make $10,000. Like we work backwards from how much do you're going to go climb on roofs. You're going to climb on ladders. You're going to go, maybe blow a fuse or a breaker or like, I don't know. You're going to go to CLIPA Con. So none of those things are going to happen. Right.
Yeah.
But you're going to go out and work your tail off 7 days a week for 6 weeks or whatever. And I want you to decide before the season starts, how much you're going to make.
Yeah.
And then we're going to build it all backwards from there. We're going to have industry experts that are going to tell us how much it's going to cost. We're going to figure out like, okay, how much do we need to spend on marketing to be able to achieve the revenue that we need? But the first number that we got to start with is like, how much do you want to take home to your family for your hard work before the season starts?
Yeah.
And we build it around that.
Okay. I like that. Working backwards. I like that. People are working forwards. Like, I just want to make this much. And then it pays me this much and pays it, but that's not how it works. It doesn't work that way.
When we decided to do Christmas lights this year is because we needed to squeeze some more into the bottom line. So I knew exactly what the net profit was that was going to feed the company before I launched Christmas lights.
Oh, very nice. Did you hit those targets?
We did.
You hit them all.
We did. We did not hit our revenue goal, but we hit our net profit goal.
Well, that's great. Good.
Yeah.
Well,
so we cut ourselves on a few expenses and
no pun intended, but that's the bottom line.
Yeah. I like it. I got it. Good job, Matt.
I can do that every so often. It takes a while. The mice is spinning in there, and he spits out something every so often. But
I have the sense of humor of a 6th grader, so those puns are right up my alley.
Yeah, good. You'll laugh at a lot of things I say because I'm about the 6th grade level with my jokes. So,
well, tell me about CLIPA Con. It's my first time. So, like, what do I need to know? What do I need to pack? Like, what do I need to do? Like, I'm so excited to be there for this budget workshop.
It is going to be an exciting event. We're very excited. So we have speakers both days, you being one of them. So very excited about it. We have an exhibitor hall of, all sorts of lighting companies and CRMs and different companies. So we like to keep CLIPA Con just on a smaller scale when it comes to the exhibitor hall, because you can only see so many lights, so many, talk to so many CRM companies, talk to so many, different companies. So we keep it on a smaller scale, limited. So exhibitor hall, we've got all sorts of events going on. We've got our, welcome reception, and we'd like everybody to join us for that. Then we have a social event we do every year. Very exciting. And we're actually going to go out on a ferry boat. So we're going to have multiple groups that are go out in the bay for an hour or so, just kind of cruising around. We'll have food, drinks, all sorts of stuff. And that's all included in your CLIPA Con ticket. So really good. It's just it's a great networking opportunity. So you're going to meet a lot of, good people, a lot of people in the industry, the Christmas light industry. And it's just networking.
Love it. Well, I know for me, a takeaway is that I'm looking for is like, we had trouble with our sales process. So we try to do all over the phone sales, all automated. And so we put a couple of I don't know if I'm allowed to say vendors' names, but we put a couple of pieces in place last year, and I'm excited to go meet with people that have similar pieces and how they plugged them together. Sure. But we automated, the Facebook lead into the quoting process, holiday home concepts, into Responsibid for the automatic deposit capture.
Can't say that.
Oh, sorry. Take it back.
No, I'm just kidding.
Scratch,
I'm
scratch
just kidding.
that.
I'm
Yeah.
just
And
kidding.
then into Java, which was like my calendaring system.
Yeah.
And you would think that like 15 years into business, using a similar tech stack, it wouldn't be that hard. But turns out like a couple of those components, like the deposit component, or this year we've been figuring out like how are we going to charge them monthly for the lights?
Yeah.
Like because they've committed to next season, which I love because
Sure.
everybody says I'm going to make even more money this year, which is I'm excited about.
Now, did you take one of our trainings?
I did not. I should have.
Oh,
I should
not too
have.
late.
I know I'm going to. I'm going to
Oh,
be there as a student. Like I'm
well,
going to be
we're
there the
not
whole
doing one at
time.
CLIPA Con. We're not doing one at CLIPA Con, but we do have trainings outside that we have 2-day trainings where we teach you everything you need to know to start a lighting company. So we've had veterans in there, you know, been there for 20, 30 years in the industry, and they're like, wow, we learned so much. So if you want to join us for that, we do have those. You're here in California. We've got one in Orange County.
Wow.
Coming up. So you're welcome to join us. We do commercial trainings, residential. I don't know why I'm sitting here talking about CLIPA. This is about CLIPA Con and you're speaking. So I'm going to get away.
But we're excited to get, like, this is new for us. I remember the first time we went to the huge convention. I don't know if I can say that either, but we had been in business 10 years. And like, we had no idea that there were other window cleaners out there. We were just like, wait, what? There's people like us out here and they do stuff like we do? Crazy.
That's what people say about the Christmas. This is a thing. Christmas lights. That's a thing. What do you do the other 8 months out of the year? I don't know how many times I get that. Well, go ahead and sit down. Let me tell you about it. You know, and we just go into it. So
wait, so what do you do the other 8 months of the year, Matt?
We do trainings. We're importers. We have products. We sell products. We're distributors. We have all sorts of stuff. A lot of moving parts here at CLIPA. So very exciting. But anyway, what would you tell people that are coming to this event and to draw them into your engagement, your speaking engagement? So what are you going to tell them? Like, how do you get someone excited about, I'm going to talk about books and things like that, you know?
Oh, I just say I'm going to talk about money. I just say I'm going to talk about money. And I'm just like, do you want to make more money? Do you want to keep more money? Do you want to bring more home this year? Okay, let me show you how to do that.
Okay.
Hey, have you had doing a budget on your to-do list for like the past however many years you've been in business? Do you want to just knock that out in a 20-minute class and take it home and like go crush it? Then people are just like, yes, please. And I'm like, do you know what's included in your ticket? And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, we're going to knock it out.
I love it. And this is probably the number one field that people need the most. You know, there's the company culture, there's this, but where are your books at? Are you making money? A lot of people, you'd be surprised. Well, you wouldn't be surprised, but so many people don't know. Are they actually making money? Are they truly making? They're looking at the gross profit, and then you have the cost of goods, and you have expenses. The bottom line is the net profit. So people don't know what that bottom line is. I'm amazed by how many people I talk to that just don't understand it. It's like, really? You don't know where you are?
And I try to like keep relatively judgment free about that because like Matt just said, you're in very good company if you're listening to this and you're like, I don't really know. But here's going to be the shocking thing for you. If you don't know, nobody knows. Like it is our job. Like I think everybody thinks, oh, my CPA knows. And I'm like, your CPA doesn't care. Your CPA is making a shit ton of money and he does not care if you're making money or not. Like genuinely, you're one of hundreds or thousands. But like if you don't know, then no one knows and you are flying blind. And statistically, you're set up to fail. So I'd love to just like, if I could break any of your fears around money or about numbers, like my husband, he's a wonderful window cleaner, like a 2-time world champion window cleaner. He's a really, really good window cleaner. Okay. But he had this whole story in his head about, I was bad at math and I'm bad at numbers and I'm bad at money and I don't know accounting and I'm not smart enough. Like, I'm just a window cleaner. That would be like how he self-identified. So if you're listening to this and you're saying, yeah, that's me. I'm a Christmas light installer. Like I love Christmas. I am Mr. or Mrs. Christmas. I'm going to say, okay, that's fine. But like, what if I took that away from you because your business fails?
Yeah.
Let us help you. Let us help you not fail.
I love it. And tell your husband, Jeff, right? Jeff?
Yeah, Jeff.
I'm a 5-time world champion Christmas light installer. So just let him know.
Did you just make that up or is that a thing?
I don't know.
We could like
make it a thing.
Like add it to CLIPA Con. Let's like Jeff has the championship belts. Like he's going to be at CLIPA Con. I mean, he will want to compete with you. He made it up. Oh, the voice of reason over here. Can we make that happen? Can we have like a king of Christmas or queen of Christmas or something? We should do it.
I'm going to nominate myself.
No, it's not a voting contest. You have to do something. You have to like show us.
Oh, I see. We should have some competitions out there.
Like how fast can you like put in all the bulbs or something? Like
that's right. I actually making ball of lights. That's a competition right there.
Perfect. Love
You guys,
it.
never mind.
I don't, I honestly did not install a single job last year.
That's
I
because you didn't
actually
go to
didn't go to a
training.
single
If you went to
job
training,
site.
you would know what a ball of lights is. You would know what I'm talking about. But maybe there's still a chance you can make it out. So
Yeah, we're coming to the commercial training the Wednesday before CLIPA Con. I'm very excited about it.
cool. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Well, thank you very much, Meaghan. I appreciate it. We're about out of time here. So if you guys want to join us, come see Meaghan speak. She's got some really cool stuff, very important stuff to talk about. Love to have you out there. May 2nd and 3rd. We do have some pre-show classes on May 1st. If you want to join us for that, we've got a multi-seasonal lighting class in San Diego. It's in San Diego. Thank you for pointing that out. I always forget.
So excited. I
Actually,
love
my
San Diego.
first interview, I said Sahara, which Sahara was where it was last year. I know, and I had to correct myself. So it's at the Bahia, Mission Bay, beautiful place. So we're very excited about it. We have the pre-show classes, the multi-seasonal lighting. If you want to take your lighting company outside of just Christmas and holiday, you can actually expand out, and we're going to teach you how to do that with permanent lighting solutions, roof line lighting, tree lighting, stuff, and all sorts of stuff. So we have a lot of cool products we're going to be introducing there. We also have the sales boot camp, and it sounds like you're going to be attending that one, or somebody's going to be attending that one with Chelsea. So Chelsea's going to be running that one. So if you're a salesperson, you want to come and join us, you definitely want to jump into that. Just make sure you got your phone ready, because you are smiling, dialing. So get ready for that. We also have a lift and safety operation class that's going. You're going to be certified in all sorts of different types of lifts, scissor lifts, boom lifts, all sorts of stuff. So we'll actually have the lifts out there. You can drive them around. You'll be tested to ensure that you are driving them safely. So if you want to get certified in lift and safety operation, you can come out and join us for that. Other than that, we have 2 days full of speakers, a lot of cool stuff, including Meaghan. Can't wait to hear you speak. Really looking forward to it. Meaghan, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate you coming in.
Thank you. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
All right. In San Diego.
In sunny San Diego. Let's go.
Yep. All right. Thank you very much.